Hello, John Thornhill here, and welcome to this webinar. I am so excited that you've taken the necessary steps and taken action and that you're here with me right now. I promise I am going to completely transform the way you operate online starting right now. We're not going to hang around, I'm going to get straight into it. The screenshot you are currently looking at is from my JVZoo account. Now, the first thing I do want to point out is I haven't actually been doing stuff on JVZoo for a great deal of time. Maybe around 3 years now I've been selling products through JVZoo. I actually originally started selling my information products through ClickBank. But you can see here I've done over $1 million in sales as a vendor and as an affiliate. So that's what I'll be sharing tonight. But not only that, I'll be showing you how others have followed my training and got similar results. People such as John Bortel, who had a 6-figure launch after following my guidance. And he actually did this within a 90-day period. So he went from nothing on JVZoo to over 6 figures on JVZoo within 90 days. Now, this is also the exact same formula that enabled Trevor McAfee to generate over $50,000 in sales in just 7 days. You're going to learn how Trevor got results like this and how he completely dominated JVZoo over a 7-day period. He actually had almost his complete funnel in the top 10 at one point. He got product of the day, generated almost 50,000 visitors, and he's still making tons of sales to date. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that you have downloaded and printed off your cheat sheet. When you signed up, I sent you an email inviting you to download your cheat sheet. Now, if you haven't already done that, you still have time. You will see a link below where you can access the cheat sheet, and if you have time, print it out and you can follow along by filling out your cheat sheet. It really will help you as we go through the presentation. Now, don't worry if you haven't got it printed out, you can still refer to your cheat sheet and write things down as you take notes. Also, as you go through the webinar, look out for the symbol in the top right hand corner. Basically, this symbol is telling you when you should be filling out your cheat sheet. So I might be talking about a particular topic and that will relate to that particular topic in your cheat sheet. So just look out for that popping up in the right hand corner and get ready to take notes. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I am going to make you a promise. I, John Thornhill, promise to share the exact methods that have allowed me to make over $5 million in online sales. I promise by the end of this presentation you will know the mistakes most people make so you can be sure you never make the same mistakes yourself. I promise to show you how easy it is to generate an online income in 3 easy steps, and I also promise that if you see it through to the end of this presentation, you will be in a great position to provide for you and your family from your own online income. I'll also be revealing my 3 steps to success. I strongly believe anyone can follow these 3 steps and become successful online, and I will be revealing them very soon. Now, first of all, I just want to briefly tell you a little bit about me, just in case you're not sure of my background. I promise this won't take long. I actually started marketing online way back in 1999. That is actually a very long time ago now I think about it. Now, I actually acquired my first computer in 1999, and almost straight away I was fascinated with the fact you could make money online. Now, I actually tried all sorts. I tried many different things. I tried taking online surveys. I even tried a program that said you could make money online just by leaving your computer switched on. I mean, I can't believe I fell for it. And when I think back now, it was just something that showed you ads, and it was hoping you would click the ads. Now, things didn't really start to happen for me until November 2002, and that's when I discovered eBay. Now, that's my eBay account you can see on the screen, and as you can see, I have almost 17,500 feedback comments, and I'm actually on 100% positive feedback. Now, if you know eBay, you will know that that is some achievement. I discovered eBay, and the beauty of eBay is you can actually see how people are doing. You can see how much money people are making. You can see the sales figures people have, and you can still do that today. I mean, you can browse eBay and you can see who is successful and who isn't. Now, I actually tried all sorts of ways to make money on eBay. I tried selling cell phone accessories. I tried selling, buying items in bulk and selling them individually, and nothing really seemed to work because of the huge competition. But then one day I saw someone selling a collection of ebooks on CD-ROM. It was something like 25,000 ebooks on CD-ROM with resale rights. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to sell that. And I paid about $50 for this CD. Now imagine this, for $50, someone just had to burn a CD and ship it to me. So they probably spent about $3 maximum. And that's what struck me. I thought, wow, this person has literally spent $3 shipping something to me that I paid $50 for. And that's when I started to think, wow, information, that's the way to make your money. So after trying to sell this CD just like everyone else, and after it not working because everyone else was doing the same thing, I decided I would take the best ebooks from this CD and start to sell them individually. Now, no one else was doing this at the time, so I started to sell these ebooks for about $1 to $2 mostly, and it took off. It really, really took off. So, I started to realize the money is in selling information. Basically, I devised a system where someone would give me $1 or $2 on eBay. I would send them to a thank you page. I would actually start collecting emails and make other offers on the download page. And I basically devised a whole system. So when someone bought from me, I was actually putting them on a subscriber list, and I was also taking them away from eBay and offering further products and services. Now, something you might want to write down here. When I had success, okay, I then decided to teach others how I was having my success. And that's when things really, really took off. I put together a program that taught people how to become successful online on eBay selling digital information products. And I basically taught my whole system. Now, some people might think, why would you teach a system that's already making you money? Well, you can usually make a lot more money by teaching any system you have perfected. So if you learn a way to drive traffic, build a list, whatever it may be, you will usually make more money teaching the system. So anyway, I became highly, highly successful doing this. I was selling this product for $97. I taught people how to become successful on eBay. And I was usually selling between 5 and 10 copies per day. Now, this was about 2004 when this was starting to happen. And I actually didn't quit my day job till June the 3rd, 2006, because it takes a lot, to quit your job. I had a mortgage, I had a partner and 2 children to support, so it wasn't something I took lightly. And when people, sometimes people will come to me and say, John, do you think I'm ready to quit my job? And I always say, that's not up to me. That's up to you. Only you will know when the time is. But anyway, I quit my day job June the 3rd, 2006. As you can tell, I remember the date. I remember walking out of the car plant where I used to work, and it really was one of the best feelings in the world. Now, since then, I have built a total subscriber base that currently stands at well over 200,000 subscribers. And when I think about that, it makes me, imagine 200,000 people stood in front of you and you can communicate with all of those people. It's actually staggering when you think about that, okay? And I just can't believe, that I have 200,000 people that I can reach. Now, I've generated well over $5 million in sales so far online. If I add up everything I've done online, it easily adds up to more than $5 million. And I also have many successful clients who have generated millions of dollars thanks to my training. So when people ask me how I got started online, I always tell them I got started on eBay. This is a screenshot of the exact spot that I used to work. If you look at that red circle, that is the exact spot I used to work. I used to work in a car plant. Now, I actually didn't realize I had this picture, and for a few months after I left, I actually just found it on my cell phone, and I'm so pleased that I've managed to find this, because I can then it helps to tell my story. If you look on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see car doors. And if you look on the left hand side, you'll see the parts. Now, I used to work on the door line, as you can see. And we used to have to take the parts from the left-hand side and fit them to the doors on the right-hand side. Now, the thing about this job is you do not dictate how fast you work. The line does. You imagine these doors moving towards you, and we had to fit the parts. And basically, the line moved at a very, very fast pace. We had to fit the parts in about 90-second cycles. Now, imagine doing the same thing over and over and over and over again every 90 seconds or so. I did this job for many, many years. And actually, when I look back, it was maybe a blessing in disguise because I simply had to get out. It was a mind-numbingly boring job. And it actually, some people, without going into too much detail, some people actually cracked up online. It really did happen. I've seen people, just walk out, after working there for 10, 20, 30 years, just getting up and walking out because they've had enough. That's the sort of environment it was. And this is where I work now. I'm sure you will agree that is the look of a content guy. That's me sat at my desk at my purpose-built office here down by the riverside in the northeast of England. The difference between working in the car plant and what I do today is just completely different. I now work the hours I want. I take vacations when I want. I run my own life. I no longer have a boss to answer to, and that is one of the best feelings in the world. I also manage to take multiple vacations per year. I particularly do like going on boating holidays, and that's a picture of me on a couple of boats, and that's a picture of me with my good lady Nicola, and another picture of me in Ibiza. I'm just a regular guy who likes to go on vacation and enjoy the odd beer or two. I've also managed to visit some great places in the world and drive a nice car. All of this is possible because of the internet. But one big thing for me was the day I actually bought my own holiday home. I didn't get a vacation till I was 29 years old. So I didn't go on my first vacation till I was 29 years old. And it was what we call in the UK a caravan holiday. And I actually absolutely love caravan holidays. And my dream was to own my own caravan. And that's what I did. As soon as I started to have relevant success, I bought my own caravan, and that's the view on the right that I've got most weekends. And as long as the sun shines in the UK, which is quite rare, I'll be firing up the barbecue, having a beer, and just enjoying life. Also, I feel I have to share this picture with you. This is my gorgeous granddaughter Scarlett. I recently became a grandfather, and the good thing about having an internet business is I can now spend as much time with her as I want. That's a picture of her newborn on the left, and on the right hand side she's about 5 months old there. Ironically, I can now spend much more time with my granddaughter than I could with my two sons, Jamie and Alex. And when they were young, I was obviously working in the car plant, and it was hard. Life was hard. I mean, you might be able to relate to this when you have to, when you have to go to work and leave your children, or you don't see your kids because you've got to go to work. It's very hard. But obviously times have changed, and I can spend as much time as I want with her, which is absolutely fantastic. And this has all happened thanks to the internet. So I've literally changed my life thanks to the internet. Now, obviously, if you've listened to my history, you will realise I got from A to B via the top line. I tried many things that didn't work, including downloading a program that put ads on your computer. Yeah, I've done it. So, I made tons and tons of mistakes. Now, because I've made all of these mistakes over the years, I actually know how to get from A to B in the quickest time possible, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this in the quickest time possible based on all of my years of trying to become successful online. Now, first thing I want to talk about today is the reasons people are failing online, okay? Now, there's actually, I believe, a lot of people are doing a lot of things wrong, and this is causing them to fail or not succeed. Word it however you want. I'm going to go through those now. So the following slides are going to reveal the 12 reasons for failure, and you should add these to your cheat sheet, okay? The first thing is mindset, okay? Now, if I ask you, how much do you want success? Most people think or believe they want it when in fact they are just playing at internet marketing. I mean, most people would say, yes, John, I want to be successful online. Of course, everyone's going to say that. But have you got the right mindset to make it happen? And by that I mean, do you have what it takes to work through problems, to keep things going, to take time out so you're not going out with your friends and maybe you're working on your business? How much do you want it? I mean, let me ask you, how much do you want it? Do you want it enough? Yes, I'm banging on my desk. Do you want it enough to do whatever it's going to take to become successful online? Or do you just say, yeah, I want to be successful? Can you see the difference here? Mindset is absolutely crucial to your online success. And if you don't have the right mindset, I guarantee you will get nowhere at internet marketing. So you have to make sure that you will do whatever it takes to become successful online. And if that means making sacrifices in the early days, then that's what you have to do. Okay, so get this. Mindset is absolutely crucial to your online success. And most people have the wrong mindset. You don't need me to tell you, if you quit at the first hurdle, you are going to fail. I mean, it's obvious. If you quit at the first hurdle, that's it. It's game over. You have failed, and then obviously you'll probably go and try something else. But what about the 10th hurdle? What about the 20th hurdle? What about the 50th hurdle? Can you see where I'm trying to go with this? Every single day online, I hit obstacles, okay? Every single day, something happens that tests me. Now, I can either quit, or I can figure out a way to fix a problem, or I can find someone who can fix a problem for me. That's usually my three options. Let me tell you, nothing stops me moving forward, okay? Absolutely nothing. Just because I can't do something, or just because I hit a roadblock I can't fix, that doesn't mean there's someone else out there who can, okay? But most people, unfortunately, when they hit a major roadblock, they give up. A lot of people will use the excuse of, I can't do it. I don't know how to fix it. It's too technical for me, whatever. And they quit, okay? Now, obviously, we're sort of still playing on the mindset game here. A person with the right mindset will not quit, and no matter what is thrown at them, will keep going. So obviously, if you quit at the first hurdle, you're going to fail, but you have to not quit at any hurdle. The 1000th hurdle, whatever it may be. Never, ever, ever quit. Okay, this reason is sometimes a little bit difficult for me to explain. First of all, if you ever have any self-doubts, you can start to become scared, and you might start to think, what if this actually doesn't work? What if all of this work, all of this effort I'm putting in, all of this money I'm spending, what if none of this works? I'm then going to look a fool to my friends, to my family. I'm going to look like I'm wasting time, just messing about online. And if you start to have these thoughts, self-doubt can creep in. And one really important aspect of this is having the support of your friends and family. I didn't really have all of the support of my friends in the early days. I was putting a lot of work in. I was missing nights out because I was working on my business. And their sort of attitude was, yeah, John's just messing about on his computer again. Nothing's going to come of it. And sometimes you can use that as actually a positive reinforcement. You can use that to say to yourself, I'll show them. That can actually work as well. But if the self-doubt starts to creep in, it really can have a detrimental effect. If you've got the support of your family, brilliant. If you've got the support of your partner, your spouse, brilliant. But sometimes you don't. The worst thing about starting a business is when you start up is you usually want to have more time to spend with your family, but you have to sacrifice time to get there. And that's when resentment and self-doubt can come in. So the only advice I can give you here is if you have this self-doubt, or if you start to think, what if this doesn't work, you have to put them thoughts behind you. You have to put them to one side and say to yourself, I will become successful no matter what. And again, we are getting back to mindset. People with the right mindset will not be scared of failure, because failure will not be an option. And this reason, we all want to earn money for doing nothing. If I say to you right now, do you want to earn money for doing nothing? You will probably say yes. But some people will think, no, John, I actually want to work for my money, and that's a good attitude to have. That's a really good attitude, because not everyone just wants. Yes, we get painted this picture of lying on a beach sipping a cocktail while money just falls from the sky, but a lot of people want to actually earn a living. But the picture we get painted by all of these clever copywriters and all of these sales pages we see is that it's easy and it won't take much money, and you won't have to do any work, and money will almost fall out of your laptop. Let me tell you right now, nothing could be further from the truth. I hate to sort of burst your bubble here if you're thinking there's an easy way out. There isn't. It's going to take work, and lots of it. Now, once you become established, you can be sat on the beach with a cocktail while money does automatically come into your business. You can go to bed at night and wake up the next morning and have earned thousands of dollars. It does happen. But getting to that stage is going to take lots of work. So, yes, it's great that we all want to earn money for, we all want to earn money for doing very little work, but the truth is that isn't going to happen, especially in the early days. I mean, if you ever find a program or a system where it takes hardly any work and then money starts to come from wherever, please let me know, because I'll give it a go. Okay, this one is a big one. Herd mentality. Herd mentality is when a lot of people do something. And you see this frenzy when a product is launched. Tons of people end up buying a product. And let me ask you this question. Have you ever bought a product when you really haven't researched what the product is, what it will do, the sort of results it's going to get? I bet you the answer is yes, because sometimes you get caught up in launch frenzy. The best way I can sort of explain herd mentality is 2 words: Black Friday. I'm sure you've heard of Black Friday, where stores have this. It's after Thanksgiving, isn't it? The US started it off where stores have a big sale after Thanksgiving. They sell lots and lots of items cheap. But really, in my opinion, most stores, when they have a big sale, they're just shifting stuff they couldn't sell. I know in the UK where I am, Black Friday has really caught on in the last couple of years. A lot of the stores are just selling garbage that they can't shift, but then people queue up. From 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, and the store doesn't open until 9 a.m. and they will queue up for half the night in November in the UK. And do you know how cold it is? To save $50 on a TV they don't really need. It's absolutely crazy, and that is herd mentality. Now, when you are a marketer online, you can spot this and you can take advantage of this. And what you have to learn is, instead of being part of the herd, instead of being caught up in launch frenzy, instead of being like everybody else, you learn to sell to the herd. You learn to create the buzz. You are almost like the store owner, the day before Black Friday. You're getting everything ready. And let me tell you, once you learn this and once you get this, this is where, the real money can be made. Now, don't get me wrong. I can be sold to like everyone else, okay? Don't get me wrong. I get caught up in launch frenzy. I bought products where I haven't read all of the sales page. I've done it, and I still do it. But the point I'm trying to make here is I now know how to sort of create a frenzy. I know how to sell to the herd. And once you get this and once you get that, things really, really can change for you. This one doesn't really take much explaining. You've probably heard this many, many times. The money is in the list. Now, it is true. The money is in the list. There's a lot more to it than that. The money is actually in the relationship with your list. But let me ask you a question. How are you on this webinar right now? There's a chance you're on this webinar right now because you received an email from either me or somebody else. Okay? If that doesn't show you the importance of list building, I'm afraid nothing will. Let me tell you, nothing is more important than building a mailing list. I'm going to repeat that. I would actually like you to write this down. Nothing is more important than building a mailing list. Everything you do online, everything should be geared towards building a subscriber database. This might sound crazy, but sometimes your sales page, this is going to sound crazy. Sometimes your sales page isn't actually always there to sell. It's there to build a list. The whole point of selling products is to build a customer list, because you actually make more money from building that customer list than you do from selling your product. That's how important this is, okay? Nothing is more important than building a list. And if you're not doing this, this is something you need to address today. Not right now, after this webinar, but it's something you definitely need to look at. And that I'll be covering later on how we can build a list. I'll actually be covering how we build 3 different types of mailing lists. Now, this one's a big one, and I'm sure you can relate to this. Have you ever found yourself buying a product online? You buy the product, you read the sales page, the sales page says how great the product is, how it's going to help you, how it's not going to take much work, how you'll make easy money, etc., etc. You buy the product, only to find after a couple of days, it's either not working or it's taking more work than you thought, or it's just very, very hard to get through the training. So you see another product getting launched and you buy that product. A couple of days later, the same thing happens. This is very, very, very common. This is probably one of the most common reasons, for people failing online. When I do calls with coaching clients, one of the biggest things they can relate to is information overload. One of the biggest things they say to me, and it will come up in conversation. I will say, look, do you find yourself buying different products? And they'll say, yes, John. How did you know? It's because nearly everybody is doing it. And I know most people listening have done this. So if this is something you're doing, you need to say to yourself, this needs to stop. Because there's already a chance you've got the products that can help you. What did you buy last year? What did you buy 6 months ago? What did you buy last month? There's a chance you bought something that if you follow it through to the end will help you to become successful. But what you definitely need to start, if you're doing this, you need to stop this trend, because all you're doing is you're not applying yourself to one particular method. You're just diluting yourself. You're trying many, many different things. And if you do that, you will never, ever get anywhere. Okay, another big one here. Only thinking about the money. Now, a lot of people, email me, contact my support, or when I'm consulting with people, they always say to me, John, if I can only just get something going, I just want to see if I can see if this works. I just want to see if I can get some results. If you can just help me to get to $50 a week. I'm not being greedy, John. I just want to get something going. Even $10 per day, whatever it may be. I just want to start earning some money. Now, anyone with that mindset is doing it all wrong. If that's what you think about, if you think about how do I make money online, I know this is going to sound crazy, but if you're thinking how do I make money online, you're doing it wrong. What you should be thinking about is how can I help other people online? How can I serve others? How can I come up with products and services that can make people's lives better? Start to think like that, and trust me, the money will come all on its own. So I know this is going, it sounds crazy, but forget the money. Just forget all about earning money and start to figure out how you can become someone who is helping others, who people look up to, which don't worry, I'll be covering this later. If you become, if you get that sort of mindset, then the money will come in all on its own. I promise. Now this one, thinking the world owes you something. Every single day I see people online with a chip on their shoulder. I'll be honest, with a chip on their shoulder. The guru bash. All they do is slag off other marketers, other products. Nothing ever works. Oh, woe is me. Everything's a scam. And basically, they just go around with a bad attitude. You see it in forums, you see it on Facebook, especially people who guru bash. They see a big launch, and sometimes it's absolute jealousy. They see someone making tons and tons of money, so they decide, to sort of shout from the rooftops how bad something is. A lot of people blame their government. No matter what country you're in, the politicians are always doing something wrong. It's always their fault. It's never the people who sort of have this attitude. It's never their fault. All they think is it's someone else's fault. They are in the position they're in. Let me tell you something. The world owes you nothing, okay? The only person who can get you out of the situation you're in is you. Not the government, not the lottery board, although, everyone dreams about that, winning the lottery, but the only person who can change whatever situation you're in is you, okay? Remember that. In fact, write that down. This one is doesn't take much to explain. If you create poor quality products, you're going to get bad reviews, refund requests. You're soon going to be known for someone who doesn't provide value. You need to make sure everything you do is the best you can possibly make it. And I'm not just talking about any products you create. I'm talking about everything you do online. Even to, that Facebook post you might want to write that gives away some info, or that blog post, or that free report. I mean, a lot of people think just because they're giving away something for free, they don't have to put as much effort into it. Let me tell you, I've spent 3 years perfecting this presentation. Every time I run it, I think of something else to add. I'm constantly improving this presentation, and I'm giving it away for free. Now, obviously, the fact I'm doing this is hopefully going to help me build a relationship with you. That's one of the reasons I do this presentation. Hopefully, you're going to look at what I do. You're going to be interested in what I'm doing. You might be interested in buying some of my products in the future. But obviously, I want to give you value as well. I want to make sure you come away from this webinar tonight with good ideas. And as long as you're giving me your attention, you will, I promise. But the point I'm trying to make here is everything you do online is getting scrutinized. And if you're doing something poor, believe me, there'll be someone else out there doing a better job than you at what you're doing. In this day and age, we all know restaurants, we've got TripAdvisor, hotels, they all have to up their game because people can review everybody online. Everybody is getting scrutinized online. So you need to make sure whatever you do, it is the best you can possibly make it. Okay, this one, not being prepared to help others. Again, this sort of goes back to people who just think about making money. There's a lot of people out there who want to make money, okay, but then don't want to help other people to make that money. I hope that makes sense, because a lot of people out there can put themselves in a position to earn an absolute fortune because people are crying out for help. Let me ask you, if you received 100 emails tomorrow from 100 different people wanting help because they see you as an expert in some area. Let's just say you're an expert blogger, and you receive 100 emails tomorrow for people asking for advice about blogging. Would you answer those emails? Now, I'm hoping you're thinking, yes, of course I would, because if you think, no, I haven't got time to help people, why should I? Those 100 people are crying out for help, and they are coming to you. That's almost a privilege. And the fact, if you've got people approaching you, you're definitely putting yourself in a position to start making a lot of money. Because if you're getting people asking you questions, I guarantee you will get repeat questions. For example, how do I drive traffic to my blog? Let's just say that question kept coming up and you knew the answer. You knew how to do that. You would create a product to teach that. So always put yourself out there and always put yourself in a position to help others. Because if you get one person who goes away who is delighted with the help you receive, let me tell you, he will spread the word, or she will spread the word. Believe me. And that's how you build a good reputation online. So don't put yourself in a position where, some marketers will have a big launch, okay, make thousands and thousands of dollars and disappear. You see it when the products are getting reviewed, the support is terrible, or they will outsource the support to someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. It's okay to have someone else do your general support, but when people need your help, you should be available. I've got a recommendation for you now, and I promise this will make you change your mindset and start to see how you should be thinking if you're thinking just about making money. This book, The Go-Giver, I've read this book about 5 or 6 times now. It really does transform the way you will think about making money online, because it sort of teaches you it's all about giving. If you give enough, believe me, you will receive over and over and over again. So please, write this down. Obviously wait until after the webinar, but get this on Kindle or get the audio version, whatever. Make sure this is something you read, because trust me, it will change the way you think about making money online. Okay, this one, thinking it's easy to make money online. A lot of people think it's easy to make money online if only they can find the right product, find the right service, find that magic piece of software, find the right mentor. Let me tell you, you can have all of those things in place. You could have the best mentor. You could have, some brilliant software. But the truth is, it's still not going to be easy. You still have to work. So just remember this. It's going to take work. And one of the biggest takeaways you're going to get from this webinar is that it's not easy. Okay, and it's not going to be easy. And anyone who paints that easy picture is telling you a lie. So never ever forget that. It's not going to be easy. Now let's take things to the next level. Before this webinar, you were invited to take part in a survey. And you may remember answering these questions, but I want to share the results with you. Now, this question I asked was, have you ever bought a product that has promised it will be easy to make money online. Now let's see the results. As you can see, a staggering 94% of people who have bought a product have said that the product said it would be easy. Now, can you see how this can cause problems? Because it's not easy. Okay, straight away, people get false hopes. Again, they're getting sold by clever sales copy, and that's how people start to go down that road of buying product after product after product, because each product they see is promising easy riches. Let's look at this question. Out of all the products you've bought online, how many have failed to deliver on what they promise? Now, I've always found that when I ask this question, almost all products fail to deliver on their promises. This is due to marketers focusing on making sales instead of giving value. Remember earlier I said you should be making everything the best value you possibly can. Well, unfortunately, most marketers don't do that. And if you look at the percentages here, 24% said every product they bought failed to deliver. 58% said most. I mean, it's actually crazy to see those sort of figures. Let's look at this one. Do you trust online marketers? Let's see if you can guess how high this is going to be. I was actually shocked at this one. 88% of the people who took this survey do not trust online marketers. And again, that is because of obviously poor quality products, products not delivering on what the sales page says. You know, the sales page says it's going to do something, then it doesn't. And it's hardly surprising that a lot of people don't trust most online marketers. Now, this one is absolutely staggering. Look at this question. How much would you estimate you have spent online so far in order to become successful? Let's look at the answers. As you can see, 41% have spent up to $5,000. 17% have spent up to $10,000. But look at the green colour. 10% have spent up to $25,000 and 5% have spent over $25,000 to become successful online. Now, there's something I want to mention here. If someone had spent $25,000 on some sort of done-for-you service, you would expect them to get good results, and you'd expect that person to be in a position to make money. But let me explain how this works. Let's say you come to me and you say, John, I've got 25 grand to spend. I want you to create me a product that I can sell where I can take the profits. I want you to create my affiliates page, my sales page, and create the product for me. And to be honest, if you came to me with 25 grand and asked me to do that, I could probably do it for you. So let's just say you have a launch. I create everything. I put you a funnel in place. Let's say launch day comes, you have a successful week, and let's say you make 35 grand. You would think, brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. But let me ask you a question. What have you learned? What have you actually learned that can make you money? The answer is nothing. Now, let's say you spend 25 grand and you only make 5 grand from selling the product, or less, which is usually the case. Then what position are you in? You're in a position where you spent a ton of money and you still can't make any money because you don't know how to sell. You don't know how to create a product that can sell. And that's what happens with done-for-you services. Now, don't get me wrong. There's lots and lots of done-for-you services out there. And there's lots and lots of done-for-you services where I could purchase them and make money overnight because I've got the experience and I built my assets and I've got my mailing list. But if you are at a stage where you still haven't built a mailing list and you're still sort of new to this, buying a done-for-you service probably won't work for you. Because there's not many done-for-you services out there, or in fact I don't know of anywhere that will automatically make money. Again, you will get painted that picture, especially for high-ticket items. But let me tell you, you can invest 50 grand with someone. It doesn't guarantee you're going to make money because you have to put the work in. So never forget that, okay? And like I said, this is quite staggering. The amount of money people are spending is truly, truly shocking. And I know for a fact this is because a lot of people are jumping from product to product and probably jumping from mentor to mentor. So, we've talked about the reasons people are failing online, but now I want to talk about something completely different. I want to talk about the excuses people make. Every single day I hear excuse after excuse after excuse, reasons why people are not succeeding online. Now the first one, and the biggest one of all, is not having enough time. When I get a refund request, and yes, I do get the odd refund request, the number one reason people say they want a refund is because they don't have time for this. If I could have $1 for every time someone said they don't have time, I would have quite a few $100, let me tell you. A typical scenario will go something like this. Someone will come to me and say, John, you have no idea. I've got no time for this. I have to get up at 7 a.m, John, 7 a.m. Then I have to get the kids ready for school. I have to make breakfast, get them ready, send them off to school. Then, John, I go and have to do my work. I work till 5 p.m, John. I work 9 till 5. I come home, John, guess what? I have to get the kids ready. I have to get the dinner ready. I have to get everything ready, get the kids to bed. I have got absolutely no time whatsoever. And then I may say, yeah, I just looked on your Facebook. 50 status updates today. I see you had lasagna for lunch. Very, very nice. Oh yeah, John, you see that's just on my lunch hour. I like to go on Facebook. I like to see what my friends are doing. Did you see that video, John, the one of the kitten doing funny things? I had to share that. That was great. Can you see where I'm going with this? You know, people would rather spend time messing about on Facebook on their cell phone during their lunch hour than possibly doing something that could build their business. But let's imagine this scenario. Let's imagine someone comes to me and says, John, you've got no idea. You've got absolutely no idea. I'm up at 6 a.m, John. 6 a.m. I have to get the kids ready for school, everything. I have to go to work at 8 a.m. I have to drop the kids off at breakfast club and go to work. John, I come home at 4. I have to get the kids back from school, have to make dinner, have to get everything ready and prepared for the next day. But John, guess what? I have to go back out. I've got 2 jobs, John. I'm back out at 7 p.m. and I'm not back home until 11 p.m, John. I work 12 hours to 14 hours every single day. I actually work 7 days a week, John. How can I have time to do this? I've got no time. My question may be, well, hold on, how much do you want to get out of this situation you're in? You're working 12 to 14 hour days, 7 days per week. How much do you want to get out of it? Well, you've got no idea, John. I absolutely hate the way my life is at the moment. 2 jobs is just not good. It's not good. It's not good for my health. Okay, take it out of your sleep. What, John? Are you serious? Yes, take it out of your sleep. If you really, really want this, and you really want it bad enough, you will find the time. And if the only time you can find is when you would be asleep, take it out of your sleep. 30 minutes a day gets you 3.5 hours per week of time, which is more than enough time to build an internet business. Don't you ever, ever, ever come to me and say you've got no time, because every single person on this planet has 24 hours in the day. And every single person on this planet can find some time to build a business. Now, whether you'd rather piss about on Facebook or go on YouTube and watch videos or do whatever it is you want to do, go and play Call of Duty, whatever, go and do that. But me personally, I wanted it bad enough to go and spend my time building my online business. It's really up to you how you decide to spend your time. But for me, you know, saying you don't have enough time is not an excuse. Don't ever tell me you don't have enough time. Obviously, this one is a little bit different, and I do try to be careful how I choose my words here, because I know some people are struggling, especially in today's current climate. But, you know, I want you to understand, I've been there. I was in over $75,000 worth of debt when I was running my job that I hated. I mean, it's a scenario I could never, ever want to go back to. But you have to understand, about $20 to $30 per month is all it will take to get your internet business up and running. I mean, you have a computer, or you wouldn't be sat watching this webinar right now. You have an internet connection, so you have what it takes. But some people say to me, John, I have got absolutely no money. I have got absolutely no money to do this. There's nothing I can. I wish I did. I wish I could, but I have nothing. I would say, okay, go and do some gigs on Fiverr. Fiverr.com. If you've never heard of it, just search for Fiverr.com. You can do a gig and get paid $4. Fiverr take $1. So, you know, the whole sort of concept of that site is you do something for $5 and you get paid $4. Go and look at what other people are doing to make money. If you have to do, you know, 5 or 6 gigs a month to get the money to then invest into your internet business, then go and do it. But again, don't use money as an excuse. Because as long as you have a computer and an internet connection, you have all you need. You can build an internet business on a shoestring budget. It is actually possible to get something set up at zero cost. It can be done, okay? So again, you can either sit back and say, I've got no money, or you can say, right, I've got no money, what am I going to do about it? The choice is yours. Okay, this one, Again, this is a big excuse people make. I get, messages from people, or people tell me, John, I can barely switch my computer on. I'm lucky enough to be able to set up an email account, and that's about it. It got really hard for me. Again, it's an excuse. It is an absolute excuse. Because at the end of the day, if you can't do something, what do? We learn. We have the biggest source of information at our fingertips. It's called the internet and Google and YouTube. And there's nothing out there that we can't find out how to do. If you want to learn how to build a blog, go to YouTube or Google and type in install a WordPress blog or build a blog. You're going to see tons of videos walking you through it. You need to set up a database, a membership site, whatever it may be. There are tons and tons and tons of videos out there. Create a simple PDF report. Tons of videos. I could give you a ton of videos teaching you how to do that. But again, most people would rather sit back and say, I can't do that. And that's when the excuse creeps in. Because I think for a lot of people, just making an excuse is the comfort zone. That's people in their comfort zone. People would rather say something is too technical than actually go and try and do it. Now, I hit roadblocks every single day, as I've said before. A lot of these roadblocks are technical roadblocks. Now, if I don't want to go and learn, don't want to go and spend half a day learning how to do something, I'll just outsource it. I'll find someone who knows how to do it. Because no matter what task out there you want to accomplish, whatever it may be, if you don't know how to do it, someone else will. And you can get jobs done on places like Elance and Scriptlance, places where you can find people to do jobs. You can get simple jobs done for $10, $20, $30 because to the person doing the job, it's probably 5, 10, 15 minutes work. Okay, so again, never use technical as an excuse because you can learn how to do something, but if not, someone else can do it for you. And this one, not willing to invest in their success. I like to tell a little story here about a guy I know. He has a very successful internet business. He actually provides a service. However, he won't invest in Aweber as he sees that as an expense. And it makes me want to pull my hair out because I've tried to explain that if he builds a list of customers, he can sell different products and services and make special offers, things like that. But he doesn't see it as an investment, he sees it as an expense. And a lot of people go through this process where they think, I don't want to invest in that, I don't want to buy that, because it's expensive. For example, one big example is Photoshop. We all know Photoshop is very, very expensive. But if you want to be a graphics expert, that is the program you need. Yes, there are alternatives. Yes, you can use a program called GIMP, which is free. But at the end of the day, if you want to compete with the best, you're not going to do it using GIMP. You need Photoshop. And it's the same with lots and lots of things. If I want to build a membership site, I'm going to need a membership script. It's something I'm going to invest in. If I want to build a list, I have to invest in Aweber. If I want to have a reliable internet server, a web server, I have to invest in decent hosting. So again, don't cut corners when you're talking about your business, okay? If you find you have to invest in some software and it's expensive, if it's going to take your business forward, don't even think twice. And the thing is as well, once you start making money online, remember all of these investments are tax losses. If you have to go and spend $1,000 on Photoshop, that's obviously going to come off your profits at the end of the year. If you have to invest, in a top-notch web package because your server is getting a lot of traffic, that's okay. It comes off your profits. So remember, anything you do invest is a tax loss anyway. But don't try and cut corners here, and don't be one of those people who always look for alternative to for free. Alternative to Photoshop for free, alternative to Dreamweaver for free. Because if you're running a business like that, believe me, you're not going to make the progress you deserve. Here's some more excuses I hear quite a lot. I have a mountain of debt. This is probably one of the biggest excuses. And again, I've talked about people who say they've got no money. What are you going to do to change that? What are you going to do to change the fact you have a mountain of debt? Are you going to keep doing what you've done throughout your life that's got you this far and got you in a mountain of debt? Or are you going to do something and change it? I've been ripped off. A lot of people have been ripped off online, and it is quite sad. I know people who have lost tens of thousands of dollars online by investing in dodgy programs. Unfortunately, if that's you, if you've been ripped off, don't tar us all with the same brush, because there are a lot of good marketers out there, and there are a lot of good programs out there that can help you. My partner just left me. The only reason I put this in is because I split up with my partner a couple of years ago after 24 years together. It didn't stop me progressing online. You know, it's some people. If this situation happens to you, I mean, I'm good or bad for whatever reason. I'm in a better place now. But if something like this happens to you, you can either wallow in self-pity, or you can become stronger and do something about it. How many times do you see people who split up with their partner, they go and lose weight, or they get ripped, or they get fit? If that's the situation you're in right now, change your life. Start to do things online and change your life. I have to hold down a job. A lot of us do have to hold down jobs. I had to hold down a job when I was starting. But do you want to hold down that job for the rest of your life? Or do you want to do something so you don't have to hold down a job? Yes, you may have to work harder for a while, but it's worth it in the long run. I don't have the experience. You learn, okay? Don't say you don't have experience, because if you don't, just learn and get experience. It is very, very easy to do that online. The dog ate my computer. I'm sure someone somewhere has said this excuse. I haven't heard of this one, but it's bound to have happened somewhere. Now then, you may actually think it's all doom and gloom after what I've just talked about, but nothing could be further from the truth. Look at the answers to this question. Do you think you have what it takes to be successful online? And thankfully, most people still believe they have what it takes, and after watching this webinar, I would like to think every single attendee would think they have what it takes to become successful online. As you can see, only 2% believe they don't have what it takes, and if that 2% are on this webinar right now, I'm sure I will be able to change their minds. So it is not all doom and gloom. And that leads me perfectly to my 3 steps to success. I am now going to reveal my 3-step key to success, and I strongly believe that anyone, yes, anyone, can follow these 3 steps to become successful online. Now, you definitely want to be taking notes from now on. So here are the 3 steps to success. Now, please bear in mind, I will be breaking this down for you, so don't worry if you're not going to get everything straight away. The first thing we have to do is build an online presence. People need to be able to find out more about us. People need to know who we are and what we are about online. Then we need to create a product or service for sale online. We basically need a way to take payments from people. We need to get what I call buy buttons out there. And the best way to do that is to create a product for sale online. Then we drive traffic to our product. Now, once we have done steps 1, 2 and 3, we simply repeat steps 2 and 3 over and over again. If you know anything about me, you will know my business model is simply to create and launch product after product after product. And believe me, that is the key to success. Anyone who tells you otherwise, I guarantee, is actually launching a product. The image you are looking at here is the key to online success. Feel free to take out your cell phone and take a picture or take a screenshot of this image, because this is the image that can really, really make a difference. Basically, it's the cycle that we all go through when we build our online business. First of all, you create an offer, okay? Whatever that may be, a piece of software, a plugin, an information product, whatever that may be, as long as it's digital in nature, okay? Once you set it all up, you drive traffic to your offer. Okay, when you do that, you end up building a list, and we automate the whole process. And then we simply repeat this over and over again. And each time we do this, we are creating another automated income stream that drives traffic, builds our list, and generates sales on autopilot. So again, make sure you imprint this image into your brain, because it is the key to online success. I want you to understand the importance of the age we're living in right now. You can forget the gold rush, the oil rush, or whatever other rush there has been over history. The information age is where it's at. I mean, what other business could you run where you can literally start this on a shoestring budget? JVZoo actually allows you to host a sales page for free, It allows you to deliver the product for free. They will host that for you too. You can set up your affiliate program for free. You can literally do everything and create something for free. Now, if you wanted to start up a brick and mortar business, you know that you'd have a significant investment to make. This is unprecedented that we can do this on a shoestring budget. You also have an unlimited supply of stock. Remember, we're selling ones and zeros here. We are technically selling fresh air. This means we can sell as many items as we want. You create a digital information product or a digital software product once, and you can sell it millions and millions of times. You can create something for free that has the potential to go on and generate millions of dollars in sales. Again, when has this ever been possible? We can automate this business 24/7. You don't have to be around delivering stock. You don't have to be around to take money, to take payments. You don't have to be around to do anything. It's a 24/7 automated business, meaning you can go to sleep, you can go to bed at night, and you can wake up the next morning, you could have made a ton of sales, and it's all been taken care of. Yes, with a regular business that can still happen, you can still make money in your sleep, but I guarantee when you wake up the next morning, you've got a ton of work to do. We have a worldwide audience. We can sell to anyone in the world. Again, take your local plumber, for example. He can't sell to people in America or to people in Australia. We can, because we have a worldwide audience. We have everything we need to sell to anyone in the world. We can also work from anywhere in the world. All we need is an internet connection and a laptop. The truth be known, if there was an internet connection on the moon, we could run our business from the moon. This is unprecedented, and I really want you to take hold of what I'm trying to say here. The information age is the biggest thing that's ever happened in the history of the universe, and the time to take action is now. Remember what I said: create an offer, drive traffic, build a list from that offer, and automate the whole process. So let's break this down. The first thing we want to do is build an online presence, and this is how we do it. First of all, we need to buy a domain name that reflects who we are. Now, this is actually the very first thing I teach my coaching students. The very, very first lesson shows them how to go about buying a domain that reflects who they are. Now, what I always advise is try to buy your first name followed by your last name.com. So my example, it would be johnthornhill.com. Now, I actually own that domain. If you find that that's already taken, and that usually happens with a lot of people, especially if you've got a common name, try putting a hyphen between your first and last name, such as john-thornhill.com. I actually also own that domain too. Failing that, you can start to get clever by adding the words marketing. johnthornhillmarketing.com or johnthornhillonline.com or johnthornhillblog.com. Just something that reflects who you are. Now, the reason I said johnthornhillblog.com was because that's the next step. We install a blog at our domain location. Now, again, don't start thinking that this is going to be too hard for you. If you get the right hosting, you can actually install a blog in about 3 or 4 clicks. It really is that simple. Okay, so we set up a blog, we make it look nice, then we start generating content. And once again, I know some people are going to think, but John, why would anyone want to listen to me? What am I going to write about that's going to interest people? And again, what I tell my students is, look, just start writing about your experiences online. Just start writing about the products you like, the products you dislike, experience you're having with software, experiences you're having with other programs and things like that. So that's what I generally tell my students to write about. But also, I recommend you start a challenge. Now, by that I mean a challenge such as building a list of 100 people within 30 days, starting to get 100 visitors per day to your blog within 60 days, creating a product within 90 days, just something along those lines, a challenge where you publicly declare something that you're going to do over a set period of time. And then you can ask people to follow you on your journey. Believe me, people love following people on challenges. I'm sure you've seen, maybe on Facebook, you'll see people doing a weight loss challenge or a keep fit challenge, and they publicly declare it because it helps make them accountable. Well, if you do that with your blog, and then promise to give people updates. Believe me, it helps you create content. You should also get involved with social media. Now, by getting involved with social media, for me, the big three are Facebook, Twitter, and my blog. That's what you can see on this page here. That's a screenshot of my Twitter, my blog, and my Facebook. Now, with Facebook, I tend to just be myself. Okay, I actually I am at my 5,000 friend limit. I'll accept anyone as a friend, and some people don't like to do that. Now, it is possible to keep your business and your personal life separate on Facebook, but I'm actually okay with that. I'm also members of various groups, and I have a lot of Facebook pages. I'm going to cover a little bit more about that later, but you definitely need to be involved with Facebook. Twitter, for me, I've got a couple of accounts with just over 10,000 followers. Twitter is okay, but it's nowhere near as good as Facebook for me. You might find there's other social media networks that you want to use, such as LinkedIn, Pinterest, or other various social media networks. But you definitely need to be involved with social media. And there's a few of my social media pages, my Facebook page, and a couple of groups related to some of my products. Okay, I'll explain more about this later. But you definitely need to be involved with social media, and here's why. One of my students, Sue Worthington, makes a living from the comfort of her own home, and she has 3,940 loyal fans on just one of her pages on Facebook. Now, I know that number is actually a lot more now because this screenshot's a little old, but it's growing every single day. But what's important is she dominates the search results when people look for her online. This is important because it gives her credibility when people are deciding if they should work with her. So if you look at this screenshot here, you can see we are searching for Sue Worthington, and you can see she is dominating the first page of Google. With everything that you find is related to Sue. Now, if you're looking to buy from Sue, obviously, or you're looking to find out more about her, this is very, very credible information. What you don't want to happen is when people search for your name, they find nothing. So obviously, when people search for you, you want them to find out more about you. Here's another example of one of my students, Eamon Diamond. As you can see, Eamon dominates the search engines when people look up his name. Notice his social media pages take up 3 out of the 4 slots in the top 4, and his blog fills in the last spot at number 2. Now, can you see how his ability to dominate Google boosts his credibility tremendously when people are looking him up to see if they should purchase his products or the products he recommends as an affiliate? The second key in our 3 keys to success is to create a product for sale online. Now, I must stress I'm going to break this down for you, so please don't worry, don't think, John, this is something I can't do. Believe me, you can. Okay, so let's break it down. The first thing we need to do is find a hungry market. We need to make sure that when we create a product for sale online, that there's actually going to be people interested in buying it. Now, I believe a lot of people teach the wrong methods when it comes to niche selection and it comes to niche research. A lot of people who teach product creation and niche selection will tell you to go to Google and tell you to do keyword research and tell you to make sure that your keywords are getting searched, X amount of times per week or per month. Now, just because someone is searching on Google, that doesn't necessarily mean they are prepared to spend money. And that's the big difference. Just because someone has a problem that they want to be solved, it doesn't mean they're going to pay to have that problem solved. So I always say, why not go where people are spending money on digital information products? And one such place is the ClickBank Marketplace, and that's exactly where we are now. Now, you can go to the ClickBank Marketplace. Just go to clickbank.com, click on Marketplace. You can search for niches, and in this example we are searching for affiliate marketing. You can sort by popularity, and then you are listed with hot topics. Now, the way ClickBank works is each product has a gravity, and if you look at the top result, it has a gravity of 258.47. This product is absolutely raking it in. It's making thousands and thousands of dollars per day in sales. Now, this would tell me that this is a popular niche I can enter. Any product on ClickBank with a gravity of 10 or more is doing well enough to enter that niche. A gravity of 10 or more usually means it's making a few $1,000s per week. Okay? Now, I just want to make it clear that you want to enter popular niches. You do not want to try and find that obscure niche where you're hoping there's no competition, because believe me, I would find it very, very hard for anyone to find such a niche in this day and age. The fact is, if you find a popular niche, you are also hopefully going to find some good business partners along the way. I'll cover more about that later, but just take the weight loss niche, for example. The weight loss niche is absolutely huge. There are thousands of different products out there. If you put on any infomercial, early in the morning, most of them are selling you weight loss or keep fit products. That's how big that niche is. So that's just a prime example of entering a popular niche. Also, with ClickBank, you can simply click each category in the marketplace for a list of hot topics. And if we click e-business and e-marketing, you can see there is tons of hot topics from just one category. So we could possibly look at all of those different topics with a view to creating a product. We can also use JVZoo. I'm sure you are quite familiar with JVZoo. JVZoo has become huge over the last year or so. We can go to the JVZoo marketplace and we can search for, in this example again, affiliate marketing. We can sort by the popularity by items sold, and then again we get hot topics. So all you have to do is think of your keywords, think of niches you might want to enter, and just go to the likes of JVZoo and the likes of ClickBank and look for hot topics. Another good thing about JVZoo is we can also simply click the marketplace and we can look at the top sellers for today, for yesterday, the past 7 days and the past 30 days. So you can see what topics are red hot right now. Remember, these are products where you know people are buying. You know people are buying into each niche. So I can tell straight away if a product is hot, if a niche is hot. And all you have to do is spend a few minutes browsing. Another method you can do is you can go to the Warrior Forum, or any internet marketing related forum for that matter. But the Warrior Forum is the biggest internet marketing forum on the internet. And just browse the topics and see what people are asking, see what people need help with. And in this example is just one screenshot taken from the Warrior Forum. Everywhere you see an arrow is a potential topic we could look at for niche research. For example, the second post, newbie here could use some help. What do they need help with? Could we go in, have a look, find out what they are talking about, find out the advice they are getting given, and possibly come up with some product ideas there. Look at the fourth one down. Suggest traffic sources. What traffic sources are going to get suggested? Can you see how easy this can be? You don't have to complicate the niche selection process when all the information is right in front of you by just simply going to the likes of ClickBank, the likes of JVZoo, and the Warrior Forum. So once we have identified some niches, we now need to do our research. We need to gather all of the information that we possibly can and then use that information to create a product of our own. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out here is we do not copy anyone's work. That is illegal and you could end up in very, very hot water for that. It is okay to use a product for research purposes, but never ever copy anyone's work direct. So here are some of the top places we can go to do our research. The first place we can look is forums. Obviously, all you have to do is go to Google and type the keyword plus forums. So let's use affiliate marketing as an example. Affiliate marketing forums. If you search Google for that term, you're going to find a ton of affiliate marketing forums. I would suggest you browse the forums and find all of the relevant, useful information that you can then save for research purposes. We can also look for blogs. Again, we could search for affiliate marketing blogs. That is bound to give us a ton of results where we can see what people are writing about, look at the popular authors out there that write about affiliate marketing, and again, just gather all of the good information. We can also look in marketplaces. Marketplaces such as JVZoo, ClickBank, Deal Guardian, Warrior Plus, and any other marketplaces where digital information is being sold. Because when we do that, we want to be looking at other marketers' products. We want to see how other marketers present their content. We want to see the type of content they create. Are they just writing a simple ebook? Are they creating training videos? Are they creating audio files? How is everything being put together? By looking at what other marketers are doing, you can get tons and tons of ideas. Now remember, we are not copying, we are just doing our research. And also, let's not forget social media, the likes of Facebook, the likes of Twitter, and any other social media outlet that we find that we want to use. There's tons and tons of Facebook groups out there. There's tons and tons of Facebook pages where you can find the relevant information you want. Remember, all we are doing is gathering as much information as we possibly can. And once we have all that information in place, we then create a product for sale online. We are basically feeding the hunger. So let's look at the different types of products we can create. The first thing we can do is create a simple ebook or a report. Now, a report would generally reveal a simple method. Let's say you perfect one simple method online, no matter what it may be a traffic generation method, a list building method, a way to get leads from Facebook, whatever it may be. If it's just one method, you can write a 7 to 15 page report and just describe how you go about utilizing that method. So you just basically teach people a single simple method. I have seen many people sell countless thousands of reports online just revealing simple, easy to follow methods. This is by far the easiest type of product to create and something I would recommend if it's your very first product. All you are doing is sharing your knowledge. Now you could take this a step further and you could even create a step-by-step formula. For example, you might want to write an ebook that details how to build and monetize a WordPress blog. You could do this step by step with screenshots and show people each step they need to take. So simple reports and ebooks are very easy to do and can be very lucrative. What about audio? How can we utilize audio when we create our product? Well, the first thing I would suggest, if you've written a report or an ebook, is to have it read. Because instantly, if you have your content read, you are appealing to a different audience. For example, I like to read. I prefer to read books, but my son Alex, he prefers to listen to audiobooks. He's usually playing an audiobook in the car when he's driving to work, when he's driving to the office. So this means if you have your ebook read, you're appealing to two audiences. Now all you have to do is either read it out yourself, or perhaps you have a keen family member who may want to help, or you could outsource this process. There's many places where you could go, such as Elance or Fiverr, to get your material read. You could even interview an expert. Now, whatever niche you enter, you will find experts out there. And usually it's just a case of approaching these experts and asking if they would like to do an interview. And how it normally works is if you interview someone, you both have equal rights to the interview. So they can usually do what they want with it. You can usually do what you want with it. And I find interviews make great additional material to any product you create. For example, if you're creating a traffic generation product, you might find a social media traffic expert who you want to interview about using social media to get traffic. That just adds a whole new dimension to your product. Now, I find personally that most of my audio material is complementary. It is included with any other training I create. But that's not to say you can't create standalone audio material for sale. And of course, let's not forget video. Video is by far the most popular form of training, and it's something I use in almost every single product I create. The most popular forms of video are over-the-shoulder training, and that is literally where you record what you're doing on your computer and imagine someone has just simply stood behind you. So you just explain what you're doing and people watch what you're doing on your computer and listen to what you are telling them. You can also create step-by-step training. Now, I find this is my most well-received training when it is step-by-step. So let's say, for example, let's use the blog example again. Let's say you want to teach people how to build a WordPress blog step-by-step and then monetize that blog with certain plugins and things. Instead of doing one long training video, I would suggest you cut that into about 10 to 20 or even 30 different training videos and make it step by baby steps. So you just tell people, step 1, install WordPress. Step 2, add a theme. And literally each step is just a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. I find that by far this is the most well received training, because there's nothing worse than opening a training video and finding it's 70, 80 minutes long. People would much rather have bite-sized chunks of training. You can also have recorded presentations. Just open up Keynote on a Mac or PowerPoint or any other free presentation software that there's lots available, and put together some slides, hit the record button and record your presentations. What I find is I will take a topic and I will usually record some theory training, and then I will record some practical training on the same subject. So for example, if I were recording material about creating a WordPress blog, I might record some slides first explaining why you need to have a WordPress blog, why it is important, and then the practical training could actually teach that method. And let's not forget software. Software is absolutely huge, and that's just a few examples of different pieces of software I've released over the years. Now, software isn't actually as hard as you may think to create. Now, WordPress plugins are huge. Okay, a lot of the stuff that's getting sold on JVZoo are simple WordPress plugins that can help you get more traffic, plugins that can help you build a list, plugins that can help you earn an affiliate income. There's tons and tons of store builder plugins and things like that. One of the main reasons plugins sell so well is because I feel the customer has a sense of achievement just by simply installing a plugin, and that's what makes them so successful. Now, don't worry if you think you can't do any of this, because this can all be outsourced. You can actually go to Code Canyon. You can Google that search, Code Canyon, and you will find there are thousands of WordPress plugins that you have the rights to then modify. So you can, they're almost like PLR rights for plugins and software and scripts and things like that. But you can basically go and check them out, find out what they do, maybe have some ideas to have them improved. You can have them branded with your name, and you can easily outsource this to someone who knows what they're doing. I'll be honest, I haven't got a clue how to create a WordPress plugin, but that doesn't stop me selling them, because I can go to people who do. Okay, places like Elance, Scriptlance, Rent-A-Coder, those are places where you can go to find experts to do what you want to do. Now, I'm sure you've bought a plugin in the past or some software and you haven't been very impressed with it. Maybe you've thought it lacked functionality. Well, is there anything to stop you taking that idea, that concept, and maybe improving it and making something better? That's actually how I feel how Apple work. They don't usually come up with the original idea for something. They just take something that already exists and make it even better. So that's something you can look at doing too. Now, this is actually great for branding as well. If you've got your name on some software, it instantly gives you credibility. But by far, the most popular form of information product is multi-format. Okay, we want to try and create our products in as many different formats as possible. So this is by far the best form of training. The reason being is it has a higher perceived value. Basically, if you imagine someone selling an ebook, and you imagine someone selling an ebook and video training on the same topic, and maybe with an audio interview, which one do you think has the most value? Of course, it would be the multi-format product. And then, of course, you're catering to a wider audience. So you can imagine if you had a traffic training product, you could possibly have some training videos with instructions on how to get extra traffic. You could have an interview with a traffic expert. You could have some training PDFs, maybe some worksheets that accompany the traffic methods, and then you could have a traffic getting plugin. I've just gave you a product idea right there. If you've done that right, you could make tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars from that. You have to understand, every time you create a new product, you build on your business. The process becomes easier with each product you create. I'm not going to deny the fact the first time you do this, you're going to hit roadblocks. It's going to be quite difficult. But once you've done it just once, it becomes much, much easier. And each product you create makes you money and builds your list. Now, this is why Having your own information products is important, and you should add this to your cheat sheet. Now, this is a question I've asked my subscribers many, many times, and I basically collected the answer to this question over the years, and I have the ultimate answer to this question, okay? As you can see, people want help with a lot of things, but it's mostly traffic generation. You can see by this graph, 24%, so that's almost quarter of the people I've asked said they want more help with traffic generation than anything else. Now, I'm going to give you a product idea right now. Let me ask you, do you think you could go away and master just one traffic method? Just one. I'm not saying you have to go and be a master of all traffic methods. I just want you to master one. Master it to a point where you're getting 100 visitors per day. Now, I hope you're saying yes to this, because this is pretty easy to do. Anyone can go away and master one traffic method. And once you get to 100 hits per day, you can then tell people you've cracked it. You found a formula for getting traffic from one traffic method. And then all you have to do is teach that method. And that is a product. People would be jumping all over themselves to get at a product like that, because people love simple to follow formulas with proven methods. Okay? So that's a product idea right there. Go and master one traffic method and then sell the information. This is telling you right now, this graph is telling you that's what people want to learn. Everyone wants more traffic, no matter what level they are at. Everyone wants more traffic, and you can teach them how to do that. And in fact, I'm going to teach you how to get some more traffic right now. I'm going to share with you 5 ways to get more traffic, and you should definitely be adding these to your cheat sheet. The first method is simply writing content on your blog. Every time you write something new on your blog, Google will find it, and basically it will give you more credibility. And the more you do this, the more traffic you get. It really is as simple as that. Now, always ensure that when you write content on your blog, it is original content. Don't use PLR material. Don't copy material from elsewhere, because Google will penalize you for that. Now, one simple tool I use is a tool called the share bar. That's all one word, share bar. And you can see on that image on the left hand side of the picture, this post in particular has been shared 41 times. Now, what the share bar enables you to do, it enables you to share your content via social media, but it also enables your readers to share your content via social media. Now, I'm sure you've seen on Facebook, you'll see a link to an article or a blog post, and you might see it's been shared thousands and thousands of times, sometimes even millions of times. That's what can happen with a simple tool like this. If you write good enough content and people think it's good enough to share, they will simply click the share link and then share it. Now, there's many plugins that can share your content, but the one I use, like I said, is called the share bar. So you don't even need to be, you don't need a list of thousands of people to get this traffic. All you have to do is write the content and then share it yourself, and then other people will do the same. We can also post on other people's blogs. Now, when you do this, always try and make the reply as informative as possible. Don't just put what I call a me too post or a great post. Don't just say great post or I agree, something like that. That is not going to get you, clicks back to your blog, because when you write a post, you automatically get a link back to your blog. Your name links back to your blog, and you can also, with a lot of blog authors, they will let you put a signature in your post. So make sure this is something you do very often. I would just suggest you find all of the good blogs out there, subscribe to their news feeds, and then every time their blog is updated, just go and leave a comment. Now, this is a big one. Forum discussions, and I'm guessing you might be thinking, John, really? Is this a way to get lots of traffic? Well, yes, it is, and I'll explain more in a moment. But how getting traffic from forums usually works is you will have a signature in your profile, and as you can see, I've got a signature in my profile here, and then you will find relevant content and contribute, and naturally, if it's related to what you're talking about, people are going to click the link in your signature. Now, many people think forums are a thing of the past or that they are a waste of time, but that couldn't be further from the truth, and I want to tell you a short story about one of my students to prove it. In January 2014, I had the biggest product launch of my career to date. In fact, the launch was so big that you can see my ClickBank rep, Spencer Matthews, told me in the last 2 days of the launch, I made the daily top 5 and then the daily top 3 in vendor sales on the ClickBank network on the 6th and 7th of February. Now, in case you don't already know, ClickBank is a huge network. Back in 2011, ClickBank issued this news release showing they had paid out over $2 billion to the online entrepreneurs that use their network. Now, that is a lot of money, and that was back in 2011. So the fact I made the top 5 and top 3 in vendor sales on ClickBank 2 days in a row should help you get a sense of just how big my launch was. And I know you're thinking, what does this all have to do with forum marketing? Well, one of my students, Steve King, finished in 6th place in my leaderboard contest for this launch, and almost all of the sales came from a single thread he started on a popular internet marketing forum. Remember, this was the biggest launch of my career. I made the top 5 and top 3 in vendor sales on the huge ClickBank network, and Steve got 6th place on the leaderboard by basically just promoting my launch with one forum thread. Now that's pretty impressive, isn't it? So you can clearly see forums are not a waste of time, and they are far from dead. Now let's look at social media. Social media is absolutely huge, especially Facebook, which has just exploded over the last few years. If you're not utilizing Facebook, you are missing out on a lot of traffic. Now, while I don't claim to be a social media traffic expert, I do get a lot of traffic from Facebook. Now, here's how I do it. The first thing I do is share all of my content on Facebook, and obviously this screenshot is showing you how I'm sharing content using the share bar plugin I talked about earlier. That just puts the link to your blog post and that puts it on your wall, and hopefully other people are going to click on like and click on share, and it's just going to go viral all on its own. The second thing I do is I create lots and lots of groups. I actually have about 10 groups that I've created, and this enables me to communicate with people in my groups and obviously talk about my products and services and other things. And I am also involved in a lot of Facebook groups. Now, the best advice I can give you here is not to just go spamming groups. Don't just go to groups and just post links to your, whatever. Don't just do that. Make sure you contribute. Make sure you get involved in discussion. Make sure you help other people out, because if you do that, then you're going to be more respected, and then when you do post links to your products and services, people are going to click those links. I also have a few Facebook pages, and this is just one of my Facebook pages. Facebook pages are a little bit different to groups and just being on Facebook in general. It enables you to just get a following just by people clicking like. They don't have to do anything else apart from click like. And when they do that, you can obviously reach everyone who clicks that like button. I tend to share most of my good stuff on my Facebook page. Anything valuable I have to share goes on my Facebook page. And I keep that internet marketing related. Obviously with my personal Facebook, it also involves personal stuff, but my page is purely internet marketing related, and that gets me traffic too. But let's not forget the most common way I get my traffic, and that is just through being on Facebook, just being myself on Facebook. Now, I let people into my online life through Facebook. I let people know what I'm up to, maybe what products I'm creating, what products I'm promoting, products I like and dislike, and many, many different things. And I always share anything I'm doing online through Facebook, and this gets me crazy amount of traffic. As you can see on this screenshot, I've hit my 5,000 friend limit, and I also have a few thousand people actually following me. So when I post a status update on Facebook, I am instantly reaching thousands and thousands of people. But by far the most popular form of traffic generation, and where I get most of my traffic from, is from joint ventures. That is basically getting other people to promote your products as affiliates. And this is why you must have an affiliate program. Now, I can't impress upon you enough how important it is that you have your own affiliate program. This is the most important of the 5 ways to implement key number 3 that you should add to your cheat sheet. I want to show you an example of just how powerful it is to have an affiliate program with your own list of affiliates. You are currently looking at a screenshot of the income I made over a 5-month period from one of my promotions in 2014. As you can see, I generated over $80,000 in income. But here's the amazing part. If I check the no affiliate box, here is a screenshot during the exact same time period. This is showing the amount of income I generated for myself without the help of my army of affiliates. You'll see I didn't even bring in $20,000 in income from my own efforts. Now think about that. Out of the $80,000 in change that I brought in, over $61,000 of my income came from affiliates. That's a full 76% of my income. So if it wasn't obvious to you before, it should be crystal clear now. You must have an affiliate program to maximize your earning potential online. And this is why you must create a dedicated affiliates page. Basically a page where your affiliates can go to find out more about the product, find out more about the commissions they can earn, find out how to apply to be an affiliate, and get all of the affiliate materials they need, such as ready-made emails, graphics, and more. Another method is to actually create a JV blog. This is a JV blog for one of my products, and if you look at the tabs at the top of the image there, you can see all of the information is easily accessible, so people can find out about the sales funnel, find out about the product, find out how to get their affiliate link, etc, etc. And that's just done using WordPress. The most important thing you need to get right here is you need to inform your affiliates how they can earn money promoting your stuff. It really is as simple as that. Then just give them everything they need to do it. Then we need to contact potential JVs, and this is where most people get this wrong. I get countless emails every single day. I get messages through Facebook, I get support tickets, emails from people I've never ever met asking me to promote their stuff. Now, let me ask you, if some complete stranger asked you to do something for them, do you think there's much chance of you doing that? The answer is no. That's why you need to build relationships first. I would recommend you get to know people first before you contact them. You can use Facebook, you can go to live events, you can use forums. Just get to know people first. Then at least when you approach them, they will know who you are. Another method you can do as well, if you can't find people on Facebook, is go to a potential JV's sales page, find their products, click their support link, and send them a support ticket or an email, and just say to them, "Hi, my name's," let's use my name as an example. "Hi, my name's John. I noticed you've got a great looking affiliate marketing product for sale. Is it possible I could get a review copy with a view to promoting it to my subscribers?" Now, first of all, I've just gave you a big secret about how to get products for free. Okay, if you ask for a review copy like that, you'll usually get the product for free, but I didn't tell you that. But what usually happens is that the vendor, the product creator, is seeing that you're offering to do something for them. Okay, and it's very, very hard for them to turn this down. So they give you the product. You're going to find this works a lot of the time. They give you the product. You then review it. Put a post on your blog. Review the product. Name all the good points, even bad points if you're being honest. Make sure it's obviously mostly positive. Promote the review as I've just showed you on Facebook. Mail to your subscribers if you haven't yet, and just basically get it out there. Hopefully, then you're going to make some sales. Then you can go back to the product vendor and say, "Hi, it's John here again. Remember me? I'm the guy who wrote the review. Hopefully you'll notice I'm making you some sales. I'll continue to promote this on a permanent basis. By the way, I have something your audience may be interested in." And then you obviously tell them about your product. That method will get you far more affiliates on board than just saying, "Will you promote my stuff?" That is the lazy way to do it, and it will never get you results. So make sure you're proactive and make sure you are helping other affiliates and promote their stuff first. Now, it's also very, very important that you build a list of affiliates. Now, you actually have to be smart about how you do this, because many of the bigger affiliates won't sign up for your email list just to get their affiliate links. and you don't want to turn big affiliates away. Now, don't force an affiliate to opt in to get their tools. Just make it an option. Say, look, if you want to become one of my preferred partners, just enter your name and email and I'll give you some extra promotional material, some extra affiliate training or whatever it is you want to give them away. But using the term become one of my preferred partners seems to work very, very well for me. And in this example on this page, I'm just using a little script here, a little piece of software that when they personalize their tools, they also have the chance to get added to my mailing list as well. So that's another way you can do it as well. But don't force affiliates to opt in to get their tools, or they most will simply just leave the page, never to return. Now, I just want to point out that what I've been talking about is something I actually do. I'm not just making all of this stuff up. That's just a few screenshots from some of my products. And here's some more. You might recognize one or two of the names. I have literally created hundreds of products for sale online. Now, can you remember this question I asked earlier when I said, what do you feel you need the most help with? Can you remember the answer was traffic? Well, I obviously took notice of that because my audience was telling me that they wanted me to create something to teach them how to drive traffic. So on November the 1st, 2012, I created Simple Traffic Solutions. Now, foolishly, I have not got any screenshots from 2012. I wish I did have, but we did I think we did around $200,000 in sales from November the 1st, 2012 to the end of 2012. And then as you can see, in 2013, we did over $105,000. Now, this is on ClickBank. Now, I must stress, I made that money in 2013 for doing absolutely nothing. Okay, the product was set up, the automation was set up, everything was set up so affiliates could drive traffic, and I didn't have to lift a finger. Now think about that for a moment. I've literally created a product, and for a full 12 months it's generated me 6 figures without me lifting a finger. It's absolutely unbelievable what can happen if you do this right. Now you can see the sales died off in 2014, but that's basically because I moved the product over to JVZoo. I took it away from ClickBank and put it on JVZoo. Now, since launching Simple Traffic Solutions, we've sold over 7,500 copies of this product. Now, that's not counting anything in the sales funnel, any products of any sales of any products in the sales funnel. And Simple Traffic Solutions over the years has sold anything from $9.95 right up to $77. So it's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, since moving it over to JVZoo, I've had incredible success. We've actually gone on to sell over 7,500 copies of Simple Traffic Solutions. It's been product of the day. It's been a top seller a few times. And basically, it's enabled me to keep bringing in money, even though I initially created this product back in 2012. So remember, create something once, sell it over and over and over again. So let me ask you, do you want to get results like this? And this? And this? And this? Well, another thing I want to ask you is, have you received value today? Because if you got value from what I showed you today for free, which is just a tip of the iceberg of what I could show you, then I clearly wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't extend the opportunity for you to take things to the next level. Now, I realize you're probably thinking, John, this is all very exciting. Maybe there's something here. Maybe I too can earn hundreds of thousands a year like you do. Maybe I can finally quit my crappy job. Maybe I can finally have true financial freedom. Maybe. If you said maybe, you have to be concerned with these problems, which I'm going to summarize. You see, bridging the gap between the great information I provided you with today and implementation is a huge gap. Some of you on this call think you've got it, but psychologists tell us you don't. 48 hours from now, you'll have forgotten almost everything I've talked about over the last 90 minutes or so. And 16 days from now, you won't even remember having been on this webinar, let alone what we discussed today. This works, like Mother said, in one ear and out of the other. So let me ask you, how would you like help doing everything we've discussed so far? Because the thing is, you don't need to struggle. As you probably know now, you've been lied to over the years. You've been told making money online is easy when it's not, and hopefully I've proven that to you on this webinar. You've been sold dream after dream, promise after promise. The promise of easy riches using clever sales copy. You need to understand that it takes hard work and dedication to succeed, and once you realize this, success can come easy. Now, of course, having a mentor helps. Someone who can give you a step-by-step plan of action. Someone to guide you and take you down the right path. Someone to make yourself accountable to. And someone to advise and guide you every step of the way. And also someone you can depend on and you can turn to if you need help. The thing is, everyone has a mentor. Even the biggest names in the world, the biggest gurus in the world, all of the online marketers in the world, the big names have someone they can go to. And it's time for you to have a mentor. Now, if you are someone who is serious about your future and serious enough to invest in the right mentoring that will help you achieve your goals, then I have an opportunity for you that will enable you to succeed in a big way, in a way you've never succeeded before online. Now, since I launched my coaching program, those who've joined me have had incredible success. And since then, many have gone on to become highly successful marketers and have a business that makes a full-time income and more. But here's the thing. As an unexpected byproduct of my program, some of my students have now become my top affiliates. This is one of my recent launches, and as you can see, the leaderboard is full of my students. These are my students making sales for my products. Now, my students are also so successful that they now compete with myself and other big marketers on affiliate leaderboards for other people's launches. Look at this. This is a few launches I've taken screenshots from, and you can see I'm competing with my students on other marketers leaderboards. Now, you might think this means I'm just training students to become my competitors and that this is a problem for me. But that's the furthest thing from the truth, because my students are now also my top affiliates. And that's great news for us all. Now, because I've discovered most of my students are now my top affiliates, it's obviously in my interest to bring more students on board. And that's why I'm going to give you an amazing opportunity to be part of my most comprehensive program to date. Let me give you some case studies, and these are 100% real. Let's take one of my existing students, Stuart Turnbull, for example. Stuart used to have a 90-minute drive to work each day. I actually didn't know this until after I got this case study from him. I didn't know he had to drive to 90 minutes to work. Imagine having to drive to work for 90 minutes. It's unbelievable. Now, prior to working with me, he was laid off from his dual office job that he had for 20 years. And within a few short months of working with me, he had his first product on ClickBank. Now, Stuart now earns more working online than the boring desk job that he did for 20 years. Now, Stuart is a kind of a private guy, and he doesn't like to talk about exactly how much he makes, and that's fine as far as I'm concerned. This is why I only shared that he makes enough to support his family. But I'm imagining you'd like to know more specifically what kind of money you can make as a direct result of this training. So let me show you someone else, Keith Perkis. Keith had been making a living selling phone accessories, but the increasing competition was causing prices to drop. Now, he decided to attempt to go online and move into selling digital products, but after buying many Warrior Special offers for a couple of years, he'd still made nothing. Now, with my help, Keith was able to launch his first digital product, and from then on, he started making a profit. A few years later, he joined my Partnership to Success program and had a much bigger launch, followed by increasing sales as an affiliate. Basically, Keith was my first Partnership to Success customer. When he found out I was putting this program together, he said, "John, let me know as soon as it's live, and I'll be in." And that was it. And Keith came in and he paid $5,000 for the privilege. Now, Keith has earned over $6,000 from his first launch. He's done over 50 grand in total sales and has over 50,000 subscribers. Now, Keith hasn't done much for the last couple of years. His daughter was born and he just decided he wanted to take time out. And he hasn't done nothing for about 2 years. But the money keeps coming in thanks to obviously his digital products that he's got out there and the recurring income he can generate. Now, isn't it great that you can literally say, I'm going to take a year out or whatever, and money can keep coming in to support you. This is what can happen when you build the right sort of internet business. Let's have a look at Randy Smith. Randy was running a furniture shop and trying to make money online without real success for 5 years. Now, just by following my blog and emails, he was able to finally get to a few hundred a month online. Then his furniture business went under and he started working directly with me. Can you see a pattern here? There's usually something happens to someone's offline business and that enables them to move, take the step online, and things become much, much easier. Now, from my advice and one-on-one help, Randy was able to avoid looking for another job because within months he was earning a full-time income. Now, Randy has had multiple six-figure launches. He's had huge success, $10,000 paydays, over 30,000 buyers on his list. He makes 5 figures monthly. He's regular sought out for advice by big marketers, and he's still laid back with lots of time off for hobbies. Randy usually goes camping most weekends. That's his hobbies. That's his passion. He's able to do that because of his internet business. As I've said, his best year profit was 10 grand. He once sold a site and he got a share of the sales. That was 33 grand. And his best launch is over $250,000. Absolutely phenomenal. And I have to tell you about my more successful student, Omar Martin. Omar was a paramedic working in New York. Now, after 9/11, he decided he wanted a complete change of lifestyle. Basically, his partner was killed in 9/11, and that just, Omar said, "I've had enough. I can't do this anymore." So after struggling for years trying to build an online business, he actually invented his rent money into my very first coaching program. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know he was investing his rent money, but this is what he told me at a later date. This was way back in 2008. And as I've said, since then, Omar's gone on to become my most successful student. Now, Omar's first big launch did over 180 grand. And 2 years after he joined, he did over 400 grand. He's got over 60 websites online, hosts at events, and speaks on stage. And he has his own coaching packages. Basically, Omar became so much of a friend, we put our own event together. And that's the picture you see in the bottom right corner. We created an event called the Coolest Marketing Event Ever, and it was an unbelievable event. Omar has had huge success. You can see some of his results on the screen. And in 2015, Omar's business generated over 1.6 million in sales. Now, there's a few more people. You might recognize some names here that I've helped become successful over the years. I also want to show you this one as well. This is from Shelley Penny, and she posted this in the Partnership of Success Facebook group. Literally within 90 days of joining my program, you can see she'd almost made 500 sales as an affiliate. She was just about to hit the 500 mark, and she did a little over 11,000 Canadian dollars. Now, obviously, this is not hundreds of thousands of dollars, but this is showing you, what can be achieved. This is just a relative success story. Now, you can see she was actually able to book a holiday for the first time and didn't have to put it on a credit card. These are the sort of stories I love to see. So you can see my students get amazing results. Now, to put this into perspective, when was the last time you saw a university student making this kind of money shortly after they graduated? Furthermore, how much do university students typically pay for their degrees, and how much debt are they saddled with at the end of their schooling? Well, according to CNN Money, the average student loan is over $29,000. I mean, that's crazy. You do all of that schooling and then that's the debt you're left with. And it's even worse here in the UK, with the average student debt coming out to a whopping £44,000, which is a roughly $70,000. Now, which makes more sense to you? Paying for university so you can be stuck in a crappy job paying off student loans for years, or investing in Partnership of Success? Now, I can show you how to build a real online business using the methods I've just talked about on this webinar. Even if you think you can't do it, I know you can. Because I know you are determined to succeed, or you wouldn't be here right now. And I can show you how, step by step. Here's what I can do for you. I can teach you how to build a profitable online business and create at least 3 successful products of your own over the next 12 months. Yes, 12 months from now, you'll be in a position to go it alone. You're going to be following a real program that produces real results. And you've probably wasted years looking for get rich quick, so you know it simply doesn't exist. Now, with my training, you actually will be in a position to start generating money after your very first lesson. But the thing I want to get across here is this is a real program, okay? It's something, I'm not making false promises, you know. Most people are looking to make money tomorrow, and you won't find that, okay? But if you follow a real plan and take real action, you can get real results. Here's how we do this. You're going to have an assignment to complete each week. Now, each assignment is broken down step by step and is easy to follow. We are literally talking step 1 do this, step 2 do this, step 3 do this. As simple as that. Now you only have to spend a few hours each week working on each assignment. This method of teaching is proven to work and doesn't overwhelm you. We are also going to take part in live mastermind sessions each week. These are live training sessions held on a weekly basis. During these sessions, I take you behind the scenes of my business and show you what is working for me. Now you're going to get to see behind the scenes of all of my accounts and see exactly how I earn my online income. You are also going to see the progress other Partnership to Success members are making. You also get access to an exclusive members only forum and Facebook group. Here you will interact with other like-minded individuals. I can't stress how big the Facebook group has become. You're going to be able to connect with people who have the same goals as you. You can get all of the support you need. You can build relationships. Some students even end up launching products together. That's how big this group has become. You're also going to get access to previous students' success stories. Basically in the forum, students have documented their progress from start to finish. So you get to see students going from absolute beginner to successful internet marketer. Of course, it goes without saying you're going to have access to me personally for the duration of the course and beyond. You're going to receive a direct line to my office telephone number where you can ring me, and if I'm available, we chat there and then. If I'm not, we book a call. You're going to receive personal access to me, and you can consult with me any time you like. This is something I usually charge $497 for. But this is where things get really, really good. You're going to get a full product promotion from me. Yes, you heard that right. A full product promotion from me. When you create your very first product, I'm going to promote it to my entire subscriber database. Yes, I'm going to promote your product, all guns blazing, to every single one of my subscribers. This will give your product the kickstart it needs to get the sales flooding in, and it's something I have seen no other marketer offer. It's all good and well creating a product and bringing it to the marketplace, but if you can't drive traffic, your product is going to fail. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They create a great product, but they simply don't know how to get the traffic. That's something I can help with. Now, can you imagine seeing multiple sales coming from a promotion from me? Just imagine that. Most of my campaigns bring in at least $2,000 in sales, usually a lot more. Now, I'm going to be promoting your product via at least 3 broadcast emails to ensure the sales come flooding in. Here's some of the results I've had promoting my students in the past. Imagine if I was getting these results for you. This is one screenshot here taken from the affiliate builder launch, and as you can see, I pulled in $3,747 in commissions and came first on the leaderboard, and my students were 3rd and 5th. This was another competition where I teamed up with some of my students and won a $10,000 first prize and bagged just shy of $4,000 in commissions. Here's another one where we won the top prize and I got nearly $6,000 in commissions. Here's another one. I think you're getting the picture now, but this is what I really want to show you. I dominate my students' leaderboards. When my students have a launch, I'm usually top. Okay, I dominate my students' leaderboards. Now, I want to show you this screenshot. This is my calendar from April 2016, and my calendar was literally all I was promoting for most of that month was my students' launches. We had a record 5 launches in 1 month. Let me show you the leaderboard results. Here's Brian Oliver's launch. I was top. Here's Shelley Penny's launch. I was top. Here's Galena's launch. I was top. Here's Miley's launch. I actually figured in that leaderboard twice because I was promoting this via 2 different methods. So you can say I was top and 5th. So you can see I get results when my students create a product and bring it to the marketplace. But that's not all. When your launch is over, I actually don't stop sending traffic to your offer. I will continue to promote your product to all of my new JVZoo customers. So when I create new customers, they get to see your offer too. This will ensure you keep making sales even after your product launch is over. I continue to make sales for my students on a daily basis. These are the sales I've made for one of my students over the last few months with my ongoing promotions. These are the sort of results I can get for you. So I hope you're excited by that, but it gets even better because you're also going to get a full affiliate promotion. Yes, I will also introduce you and your product to my 3,000 plus team of affiliates. This is where sales can go literally through the roof. Affiliates are crying out for products to promote from marketers they know, like and trust, and one of the easiest ways to get on their radar is a personal introduction from someone they already know, like and trust. So imagine me telling my 3,000 plus affiliate list about your launch that's happening. Imagine that. Imagine me introducing you to some of my top affiliates and friends and getting them to promote your product. Again, how many coaching programs do you know where the coach actually knows you'll create a quality product due to his training and is therefore happy to actually email his own affiliates and introduce you and your products? Like I said, affiliates are crying out for quality products to promote, and I will ensure you create something they will want to promote. Remember, just one mailing from a super affiliate can bring in thousands of dollars overnight. This is the sort of results you can expect to get. These are just random screenshots taken from my students' launches. Product of the day, number one on JVZoo. Lots and lots and lots of exciting success stories. This could be your launch. So, the question I want to ask you now is, are you my next success story? I'm sure the answer is a resounding yes. The fact is, this would be great value at 9997. Yes, you could give me 10 grand and you would still get amazing value from this program. Now, of course, if I halved the price and said, look, give me 5 grand, this would be beyond great value. And remember, this is the price most people have paid to access this program. So obviously you'd think I was crazy if I offered this program for 3997. But the truth is, I'm going to give you this program at an absolute steal at only $2,997. Yes, $2,997 is all you have to pay for everything I've talked about so far. Now, I know that $2,997 is a major investment. I know that. So that's why I've made a 12-month payment plan available, meaning you can get started today for only $297. Remember, I'm going to personally work with you for 12 months to help you create your own digital products that you can sell over and over again. Remember, you'll also have direct access to me via phone, email and Skype. Once your products are ready, I will personally promote them to my entire database with 3 email broadcasts for each product you develop, and I will introduce you to my 3,000 plus army of affiliates, including my personal contacts, to help get them promoting for you as well. But wait, we aren't done yet. Before I show you the order page, what if I did one last thing that I know will truly blow you away? What if I gave you a further $1,000 discount if you take action right now? Yes, that's right. I'm going to offer you this at an extra $1,000 discount, but you must take action right now to make this happen. Now, this is the lowest I have ever offered this program for, so you really are getting in at the best price possible. Now, you have to understand, I've never ever made an offer like this before, so now is your chance to get in at the best price possible. Now, I know this all sounds pretty amazing, and if you're ready to get started, all you have to do is click the button on this page to get started right away. And remember, you're getting an extra $1,000 discount if you take action right now. So the big question now is, can you put in the effort to building a real business and become my next success story? Now, we're still not done, okay? And hopefully you're filling that out, but while that's happening, I want to tell you about the bonus resources you get too. You actually get every single one of my products. Yes, you're going to get access to every product I have ever created. Obviously, anything that's irrelevant you can't get access to now, but anything that's still relevant, you get access to. That's over $3,000 worth of information. You're also going to get access to anything I create within the next 12 months, meaning you're going to get every single product I create for at least the next 12 months. This alone adds up to way more than your initial investment. You're also going to get access to partner products. Now, partner products are mostly high-ticket products I have sourced exclusively for Partnership to Success members. There's actually already over $3,000 worth of partner products in the members area already. How it works is, if you see a product you like, let me know, and I'm going to try and acquire it for all partnership members, meaning you get it for free. So let's quickly sum up. You're going to receive personal training to get you in a position to quit your job in the next 12 months. You're going to receive 12 months live mastermind training where I take you behind the scenes of my business each week. You're going to get complete access to me on a personal level, full product promotion to my entire subscriber database plus continued promotions to my new customers, and a full introduction to my 3,000 plus army of affiliates, including my personal contacts. Now, I know you've got questions. Here's some of the most common questions I get. Is this for everyone regardless of experience? The answer is yes. It really makes no difference if you've just started marketing online today or if you are an established internet marketer. If you've just started today, we can start you at the very beginning and get you moving forward fast. If you are already established and have had product launches, we can still help you with your next product launch. We can still help you get more sales. What if I can't keep up or the course is too slow for me? Basically, we can go as fast or as slow as you want. If you feel you can't keep up, don't worry. Just take each week as it comes. If you have to go on vacation or if you find you're far behind, it's fine. Just when you come back into the training, just make sure you just take over where you left off. On the other side, if you think things are going a little slow for you and you find yourself waiting for training, just let us know and we can fast track you through the program. We can actually get you through this program in weeks if you've got what it takes, okay? So if you really, really want to go for it, that can happen. What are the costs involved? Basically, you need hosting, which is about $10, $20 a month. You need an autoresponder, which is about $20, $30 per month. And you need to spend about $200 to $300 to go through the program. So not a lot of money at all. I've tried to keep costs to a minimum, and everything I recommend is it's products and services that I actually use myself. So now you have an incredible opportunity. You can finally stop buying product after product. You can finally stop spending countless hours at your computer trying to figure it all out. You can finally stop struggling with information overload and getting pulled into various directions. And you can finally stop looking for the missing puzzle piece day in and day out. You now have two choices. The first option is to do nothing and keep getting the same results you've always been getting. Or the second option is to invest your time into a proven mentor and a proven program and fast track yourself to online success. Remember, I'm going to personally work with you for the next 12 months and beyond to help you create your own digital products that you can sell over and over again. And once your products are ready, I will personally promote them to my entire subscriber database with at least 3 broadcast emails for each product you develop. And you'll have direct access to me whenever you need it. Plus, I will introduce you to my 3,000 plus army of affiliates, including my personal contacts, to help get them promoting for you as well. So the big question now is, can you put in the effort to build a real business and become my next success story? If so, click the link on the page and then you can be my next success story. This is John Thornhill signing out. I want to thank you so much for making it this far. If you're going to take anything away from this at all, remember, it takes work to get where you want to be. I can help you get there if you're ready. just click the button and let's get started.